Hello and welcome back to day 16 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge, and today's prompt is about the reversals and why we use them, do we use them or not, and why we use them. And actually, when it comes to Rider-Waite-Smith based decks, I don't use reversals at all. I think in the Rider-Waite-Smith system, the system is built up in a way that you can actually get the shadow aspects from the cards, from the layout or the spread. So I don't really like when images are upside down. My brain doesn't process it the right way. It is quite obvious that it is not as it is meant to be. So I always turn around any cards that are upside down. Maybe when I dropped a few cards from the deck, they would get put back upside down, but I would turn them around to the right way immediately. And Rider-Waite-Smith system decks I use just in upright position. My very first experience with reading reversed cards came with the China Tarot by Dear Jen. This is a Lo Scarabeo published deck, and the artwork was so amazing for the majors and the courts that I wanted to get this deck even though it was a pip deck. And the people depictions are mesmerizing in this deck, and the minors are pips. And here, when I started reading this deck, I started allowing minors to get back in the deck in a different position. So for example, this is a card of the Cup suit, and here the card is upside down. But because there are certain aspects of the card, like the light and the dark half, and the chalices being upside down, here once again the card has a dark bottom and a light top. And with the wands, I kept the card in the position it came, and the colors again are a bit more descriptive. So this was the deck that I originally started to use reversals with, but I didn't use it with any other deck. I'll just show a few more cards because this art is really amazing. Unfortunately, the artist passed away very young. I think she was barely 30 years old, or she wasn't even 30 years old, which is very sad, and her art is amazing and beautiful. Again, here, if the swords are pointing downwards or upwards, I would read that. Maybe what is in regard, maybe the card above it or below it. These are the depictions of the minors. My only issue with this deck is that I don't know why Lo Scarabeo does that. It makes these horrible borders for these really amazing decks. Here, the line that was going around the image had this yin-yang symbol halfway through, and that wouldn't be a problem in itself, but it was this blue and white, light blue and white color, which did not suit this deck in any way. The coloring of this deck is very different from this light. You can see, I think it's quite obvious how little this coloring suits the rest of the deck. So this was something that I think was a big mistake when this deck was created. And last year, at the end of last year, I got Tom Benjamin's book Tarot on Earth, and I wanted to explore more the Marseille style or pip style decks and how to read based on numerology and the elements, less based on scenes depicted in the cards. And this is one deck where I try to keep the cards as they fall, and this is my first attempt to actually try to use reversals in readings, and I am still learning, so I can't say that I am fluent in reading reversed cards. especially because reversed meanings can be different. It can be the opposite of something, or it can be a repressed issue, or something that cannot come to the surface. There are many ways to interpret the reversal of a card, and I'm still just learning these possibilities and options that can be associated with a reversed card. So this deck is the Tarot Classic, which is a US Game Systems deck with by Stuart Kaplan. And I really love the back of this deck because it has a pink and beautiful gold tarot back. I don't know if the gold is shining. It's kind of a rose gold. It has a beautiful shine and a beautiful color, and it's silky smooth, very good cardstock. I really like this cardstock. It shuffles wonderfully. When I started reading tarot, and obviously my knowledge of the cards was much more limited, I was not comfortable reading cards that were not of the traditional meaning. But since then, I think I have a much better grasp at these cards and the system and the readings. So now it is probably time for me to expand my knowledge into the realm of pip decks and reversals, and to explore tarot from many other aspects which were not really something that I was ready for at the beginning of my tarot journey or in an earlier stage of my tarot journey, but that is what life and experience is taking me to. So this is something that I am drawn to at this point, and I would really love to expand my reading style to be able to incorporate pip decks and reversals, and to work more with directionality, and just not to base my reading solely on scenic depictions. I think reversals is something that I will do more in the future, but I'm not certain that I will use reversals ever with a Rider-Waite-Smith style deck. So for scenic decks, I will probably remain with reading the cards just upside and looking for the light and shadow meanings based on their positions in the spread and what cards are around them. But with Marseille style decks or decks depictions that move away from the RWS, I think I will be more open and willing to accept reversed cards. So that was my response to today's tarot challenge, and thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.